Alright, now that the dust is settled, let's
Right.
check out Lethian's Crossing. A beast woman.
Sorry, I can't.
During clear mornings, the western waterfall reflects the rising sun in a beautiful display of color. This is the eastern waterfall. Though it cascades down alone, some settlers believe that the waterfalls split from a single source somewhere above in the old walls. Oh, kitty. Sure, this is an RPG. We just walk into random fucking people's homes. This wall appears to have been damaged years ago, but was never properly repaired. None of them have any names, so this is just loot. Just gonna steal your shit right in front of you. Okay, so this is a little confusing. It's two-handed. How this is explained? Oh, never mind, never mind. It's not confusing. I was thinking she could dual wield two-handers, but she can only use one. That's lame. The beast woman. A bright-faced woman greets you as you approach. Welcome to Lethian's Crossing, Wanderer. My name is Phaedra, and this is my beautiful wife, Dea. She indicates the stone-faced blonde woman standing next to her, who holds up her hand in a quick greeting. What brings you to town? Is there anything I can help you with? Yeah, medieval times, known for their dikes. What can you tell me about Lethian's Crossing? I've lived here most of my life, but honestly, I'm not sure there's much to say. We're a center for trade and a waypoint for travelers. The walls are a little scary, but you get used to them over time. What about you, dear? Dea shrugs, her expression never changing. What is there to say? The town is all right, but living under the thumb of an occupying force makes it hard to relax. She puts her hand on Dea's shoulder and she sighs. Sorry we couldn't be more help. What's it like having the Scarlet Chorus here? I avoid them at all if possible. They are particularly brutal and everything sets them off. I would be much happier with someone else in charge. Except the Brotherhood. I would rather twist under a scarlet boot for the rest of my life than have to look at a single member of the Brotherhood again. Dea has an attitude. You haven't always lived here? Several years before Kairos' invasion, I moved away from Lethian's Crossing. Being the granddaughter of Lethian came with a responsibility I wasn't ready for. I met Dea in the Bastard City and decided to stay for a while. We were living in the Bastard City when we heard about Kairos' forces moving to the tiers, so we took that as our motivation to move, and I think we got out of there just at the right time. We traveled a bit with a couple of caravans, but nothing really seemed like home until we returned to Lethian's Crossing. You never realize how much you can miss a place until you've been away for a while. She wraps her arms around Dea and squeezes. But I could live anywhere as long as this one is with me. Oh, the lovebirds. It's true that the trade hasn't been as vibrant here recently, but I'm sure it's simply a temporary setback. The merchants will sing and dance for you, trying to convince you their suppliers are unaffected, but everyone's feeling it. I have faith the world will set itself right soon enough. People call me a fool, but I don't see the benefit in bemoaning your fate. You take what life hands you and make it work. That's a good attitude. You're Lethian's granddaughter? One of many, I suspect, but I'm the only one anyone knows about, and before you ask, no, Eldian is not my father. Maybe you haven't heard, but my grandmother wasn't exactly the settling down type. Oh, a ho. Grand ho. Anytime, traveler. If you need anything else, just let me know. Her cranky ass fiance. Waifu doesn't want to talk. Due to the frequency of raids, all the bridges and ramps in Lethian's Crossing can be raised to provide safe places for settlers to hide. Yeah, I actually need to go up there too, but we'll go ahead and check this tier. The sunburnt man dips his head in greetings. An outsider never arrives alone. At least that's what my mother always said. Seems she knew what she was talking about. I'm Eldian. Welcome to Lethian's Crossing. Well, if it isn't Tunon's Fatebinder, welcome back to the Crossing. Haven't seen you around here since you put the Scarlet Chorus in charge of everything. He looks you over. Must say, my memory seems to be failing. Something I never thought I'd say. The way people talk about how you came through and drove the Brotherhood out of town. You should be 10 feet tall and shooting lightning from your eyes. I seem to remember you being a little more human. For instance, who would give the town to the Scarlet Chorus and then walk in and kill them all? Not that I miss the violence and chaos, but one has to wonder why you would switch sides so readily. But enough of my prattling. You didn't come here for a history lesson or to get my opinion of your grandeur. The adjudicator sent you for the Archon of Song, I assume? No, actually he didn't, but what can this old fool do for you? What was this about the Archon of Song? Siren, the songbird. Feels like half the town... it's half the town she's got mooning over her in that hovel near the river. It's on the first tier. If you want to find her, feel free to take her with you when you go. But seeing as you're not here for her, what can I do? I want to know about Lethian's Crossing. If you have questions about our settlement, I'm the one to ask. I have the dubious distinction of being the oldest living resident of Lethian's Crossing, so I've been here for a lot of its history. Eyes, hips, hair, and hearing might be falling out, but my mind still remembers everything that's happened. What would you like to know about? I'll do my best not to go on too long about it. I know I have a problem keeping my conversation short. Ah, fuck, this is a lot. We'll just ask them things we actually want to know. What can you tell me about the spire here in Lethian's Crossing? There's no getting used to it. You'd think that after years of living under its shadow that your nerves would calm. But that never happened for me. You can only be so relaxed when your neighbors are the bane. The moment you let your guard down around one of those old walls, my friend, you are done. Now, Lethian wasn't completely mad to settle here. She ventured inside and found sealed passageways that made it impossible to wander far beyond the entrance. She figured what that meant that the Bane couldn't easily reach us either. Whoever created this monstrosity wanted us to stay out, and that's exactly what we have done. It hasn't been a perfect arrangement. There have been incidents, but for the most part, the Bane don't venture out as long as you don't venture in. We just have to stay vigilant every day. Can I go into the old walls? Must you enter? Surely there's another. He stops himself, adopting a less confrontational tone. Yeah, of course he's afraid of a Fatebinder. Nobody will stop you, Fatebinder, if that's what you mean. If you have business inside, I can only assume that it must be an important matter. The old walls are unpredictable, plain and simple. The Bane may leave you be today, but I'm not the sort to gamble when it comes to those abominations. What do you think about the Bronze Brotherhood? They were here since the crossing was founded. Lethian herself hired them to protect the settlement when it was just getting started, a fledgling town in the shadow of the old walls. They did such a good job. She kept them on as our peacekeepers, and that's how things went. At least until you decided to oust them and put someone else in their place. Can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing, truth be told. Taking pay from two employers is always going to end badly if you can't make both of them happy. On top of that, it seems lately that Redoman is traveling a path no one can see, and I don't want to see what's at the end of it. How have your interactions with the Scarlet Chorus been? I'm sure horrific. There are days when I think we'd fare better with the Bronze Brotherhood holding our throats. I know better than to speak out of turn on matters of the voices in the chorus, though. Say what you will of the Scarlet Chorus, we call ourselves far worse, but I can't guarantee that you'll keep your tongue. Ver, shut up. We didn't ask your opinion. Eldian's face flushes and he shakes his head. That's all I will say. There is danger in saying too much. Athletics 48. Are you ignoring my question? Because I get violent when I repeat myself. His eyes slowly travel the verse and he holds his position, not saying anything. Just answer the question, old man. I promise I'll control my temper. I don't wish to endanger anyone is all. The Scarlet Chorus is a blight upon all of us. My niece, my nephew, and a score of our best farmhands were forcibly conscripted into that sickening mob. Soon we'll all be part of the swarm, and there will be no one in this village to protect. Okay. My fucking little dog. Bronco. Hey. He likes to get into stuff. Anyway. What do you think about the disfavor, even though it's not relevant? They're not here, but I didn't get to spend too much time with them, but I will say that we're not happy leaving the crossing in Chorus's hands. Rumor about how strict the disfavored are when given an order must be true because they left even though it was obvious they don't want to. That's what discipline's for. I want to ask you about the crossing's history. If you have questions about the goings-on in the crossing, I'm the one to ask. I've been here for more of its history than anyone else. What would you like to know? Who is Lethian anyway? The biggest pain in the ass I ever knew? He turns bright red, blushing at his own words, and lets out a huge guffaw. I suppose I shouldn't talk about my mother like that. She was a mediocre merchant, but a great leader. The war in the northern kingdoms cost her a very lucrative trade route up north, but she managed to earn trade stewardships from Kairos, and for a short time she had a monopoly on grain, salt, and tin here in the tiers. What did my grandmother say? Give a blind man time and a pile of rocks, and eventually he'll hit the target. Not to say she didn't deserve it, but I think luck played a bigger part in her success than actual talent. And the Punani. But Kairos gives and Kairos takes. On the next year, Lethian was stripped of her trade rights. Suddenly, she had a large staff, but no goods to trade and no means to pay anyone. But she was a stubborn one and knew if she just kept at it eventually, things would turn around for her. She figured the trade goods would come to us. The location was good enough. It's crazy how that would happen. She decided to concentrate on making an existing local settlement into the center of commerce for the Tiers. By the claws of a beast, she did just that. I thought she was crazy choosing a town nestled up in the old walls, but apparently she knew what she was doing. It wasn't long after it was renamed to Lethian's Crossing. With the bridges over the old walls, this was the only place you could go if you wanted to take weeks off your trip. Eventually, she hired the Bronze Brotherhood to act as local guards. We were big enough and had enough commerce to warrant the protection. Really, Lethian's your mother, huh? Of course. How did you think I became the Reeve of the Crossing? It's certainly not my storytelling or my charm. I may be the oldest living resident here, but that's certainly not good enough to reason to make someone a leader. Sorry about that. Though, come to think of it, neither is just being the offspring of a former leader. But like it or not, that's how things are. My mother was a wonderful woman. She might not have been the nicest person, and she might have been overfond of dalliance here or there. But who isn't? Yeah, so she had lots of kids with different men. We know why he settled here, because it's a good place strategically. We know why Kairos wants it, because it's a good place strategically. How'd you build the bridges? You fucking built them? Why does the Brotherhood want it? Yeah, that's all obvious shit. Okay. See you, bro. Thanks for the tips. Disco Elysium does that a lot. It has questions, and it kind of makes you realize how silly it is to ask everything sometimes in RPGs. It's like, you're asking the most basic, stupid shit. He already told you that it's strategically well located and why everyone wants it. So, why would I ask him 3 separate questions about why people want it? Okay, well.
Sorry, I can't.
I think we know who's in here. I think Siren's in here. Yep. She stands here, surrounded by a group of villagers. She speaks to them in a soft, dulcet tones, holding them hypnotized with her hand motions. Her headdress flashes as she speaks, and you're unable to tell if it's a trick of the light or the gem in it is actually glowing. She is swept up in her oration and seems completely unaware that you've arrived. There's a lull in the conversation, and she opens her eyes.
Well, look who's here. And what brings you to Lethian's Crossing? I can't imagine it's the scenery or the quaint locals. Have you come to spoil my fun? Tunon probably insisted you find me, didn't he? Because we can't let Siren have any fun, can we? Let's control her. Let's tell her what she can and can't do. Let's use her to destroy nations. But enough of that talk. What do you think of my followers?
You shouldn't do this, Siren. Those people don't love you. You're manipulating them.
Don't worry, Fatebinder. I'm just practicing. Besides, who doesn't love having a legion of adoring lackeys? Are you going to disband this group too?
Siren, I will warn you only once. Stop now.
Ugh, not this again. All anyone wants is for me to control myself. Why doesn't anyone want me to let loose? I know. You don't have to answer.
Keep in mind, she's 15, I think, or 14, 15, so... Yeah, teenagers, boys and girls, make fucking dog shit decisions.
That was a joke. I have a little more self-control than that. But maybe you're right. Perhaps if you were to allow me to accompany you... You did activate one of the spires, so your power is something I could learn from. You'd be able to teach me how to control myself.
Alright, Siren, you can join me. You need someone watching you anyway. Fucking babysitting you, more like.
Well then, let's go. If you're gonna teach me the wonders of the world, it's not gonna happen here.
So, it's a shame Kills in Shadow sucks balls. Like, well, it's not that she sucks balls, it's she takes tons of damage. It would be kind of cool to have a mage in the group. I'll give it some thought, and perhaps we will. I'll probably go with Lantry, if anyone, but we'll get her in the party camp at least. Sometimes the loading screens in this game are long and it like spikes my CPU, which is weird. Like it spikes it to a temperature that like Baldur's Gate 3 would put it at, which is it just I do not understand that at all. This game isn't even remotely in the same fucking league as Baldur's Gate 3 in terms of graphics or really anything. This game's cool. I like it. There's a reason I picked it. But it ain't Baldur's Gate 3. Welcome, friend, he cries out to you. What brings you to my humble trading post? Shekels. He probably doesn't have shit. Scroll contains a magical accent. The Iron Gorget. Should probably get that, but right now we're kind of broke. We need to do some adventuring. The beastmen, beast women aren't normally here, I don't think, because I gave it to the chorus. The chorus actually uses beast women. I'm just gonna say beast men because it's easier. And when you say beast men, it means women too. Like that's the thing is it's dumb whenever I've heard people say people kind. It's like, bro, when you say mankind, it doesn't mean literally men. It means human beings. It's just, my God, postmodernism. We just found this raven shawl. This feathered garment reflects no light and seems a natural extension of the darkness. Plus 10 subterfuge. We like. The back wall of this home has long since crumbled away, revealing the old walls behind it. Oh, I wouldn't like doing that. Living right against the walls where the crazy spirit demon things can pop out. Alright, let's check out this store place. The Forge Bound, the wizard
got it.
mages, or sorry, the mage armors. Oh, we got a new headhunter. We found a Spire Forge plant, so you can at your towers you can get you can give them different specializations, and one of them is get a smithy up there, an armor, and you can craft unique shit. These worn iron weapons look as if they had been recently repaired and are being ready to be shipped out once again. This armor is newly made by the Forge Bound. It is still warm to the touch. It's hot, don't touch it. Ulantis surveys the room with an air of superiority. He addresses you without making contact. Is there something you want, peasant? Ulantis catches the stare of Lohara, who beams at him, expecting something to occur. Ulantis sighs dejectedly before turning his attention back to you with a strained smile. Forgive me, Fate Binder. Lohara instructed me to reward you for aiding us during the conquest. The conscripted beastmen helped us forge countless iron materials. Okay, that's why the beastmen are here. The production of iron arms and armor in Lethian's Crossing needed to increase, and as the governor, the decision of how to handle it fell to you. You allowed the Scarlet Chorus to conscript beastmen to the task of hauling iron ore. Some felt that exposing the beast to the secret of iron forging went against tradition, but they were willing to accept the risk. I mean, yeah, they're not probably smart or organized or don't even give a fuck enough to create iron. I mean, is there a he hands me a map. And in return, I am to show you the location of a supply cache. Cool, cool. Is there a problem? His eyes carefully watch Lohar as he answers you. Yes, but these are forge-bound matters. Nothing that concerns the High Court of Tunon, I assure you. What do you do here, bitch? I keep things running smoothly, upkeep mostly. I'm also second in command to Lohara, so in case anything ever happens, I'm here to take charge. A muscular woman stands upright from her forge and turns to look at you. The light of the fire plays across her face, making her eyes dance dangerously. A toothy smile across her mouth, the only bright spot on her soot-stained face. Do you kill with your left hand or your right? She rubs her palms together. Normally I can tell at a glance. You're a little harder to read. Left. Noted. She grips her belt and cinches it, rattling the picks, awls, and pliers that dangle from its various hooks. I am Lohara, master of tempering, and forge master of Lethian's Crossing. My task exceeds the hours left in the day, but there's no harm in pausing my work if it means speaking with an honorable Fatebinder. How may I be of assistance? Why did you want to know if I kill with my right or my left? The gauntlet is the hardest piece of the panoply, and the most rewarding to work. So many scales of so many different sizes. Then there's the rivets. She slides her thumb and fingers together, shedding flecks of soot and iron dust. I imagine you see a lot of battle in your line of work. One gauntlet is invariably going to wear out before the other. My mind is always thinking on what will need repairs first. It is as simple as that. How have the Scarlet Chorus fared with the weapons we sent? Ooh, they didn't like that. Considering how the chorus handles itself, I'd say they probably tripped and impaled themselves or used it to kill each other. When disfavored and Scarlet Conquest decision. When disfavored and Scarlet Chorus officers appealed to you for access to iron weapons, you granted a sword to the Scarlet Chorus officer, giving the typically under-equipped gang a chance to use the iron they deserved and trusting they would recall the preferential treatment. Yikes, they did not appreciate me giving good iron to fucking psychotic shitheads. The disfavored know how to handle their weapons. The Scarlet Chorus know how to sow chaos within their own ranks, so regardless of how well we made these weapons, everyone who held one is probably dead by now. I did not appreciate them being given to the chorus, and I don't like being reminded of it. Yeah, I can't blame you, lady. Are you well? You look weary. Ecstatic. The ritual of the forge links heart to hammer. My blood beats only when I strike my ingot. My forge runs too hot if my breath becomes too hurried. The bond is both fatiguing and exhilarating. Mhm. Couldn't that kill you? I should hope so. Better than being defiled and killed by brigands, poisoned by grain rot, or slain by childbirth. Would not a soldier wish to die in battle? Is that how you excel? Is that how you're so good at your craft? Well, that in practice, but yes, the rituals link the senses to the materials and the body to the tools. My hand becomes a joint, the hammer the true end of my arm. I feel the heat of the forge as if it were the weather in the room. Under such circumstances, true focus can emerge. Fascinating. How may I be of assistance? Or can you make something for me? Can? Most certainly. Will? Well, Kairos invented cues for a reason. She lets a sigh slip. I have every Iron Walker and every Scarlet Chorus ringleader sending me bribes and flattery and hope I'll work off schedule and make them some special this or one of kind that. Her mouth moves as if to speak, but she falls silent, folding her arms. Subterfuge 38. I did not realize the request was so thoughtless. My fucking bad, bitch. Oh, she likes that. I get reasonable demands every day, and it's not the volume, it's the purpose. She lowers her voice to a near whisper and steps closer. I do resent that Kairos demands we reduce our work to mere quotas. I should be allowed to customize my work for every soldier. Only apprentices have anything to learn from making the same helmet over and over. True. Tell me about the Forge Bound. For centuries, my guild has sought the union of magical and manual perfection, while others concern themselves with the arcane for the sake of inordinate power. We study it to overcome the traditional limits of our crafts and arts. The forge is our dominant concentration of study, but not all forge-bound work metal. Some are weavers, carpenters, and one of our stranger members fancies himself a chef. The wise and mighty Kairos has been kind to our guild. He offered to put our weapons and armor in the hands of those that would change the world. A broad smile overcomes her face. And he has been true to his word. Forge-bound iron has trampled the tears, and all that oppose Kairos' forest rest their heads on forge-bound spears. Well, that's a little psychotic. What can you tell me about the forge-bound master? Zedinia is the best leader I have had the pleasure of working under. She guides the Forgebound with a steady yet stern hand, guaranteeing all of our work is of the utmost quality and peerless in every regard. I am Zedinia's second, which is why I am Forge Master for Lethian's Crossing. She points at Ulantis. He is my second. Should anything happen to me, I haven't worked with him long, so I don't know much about him or the true long-lasting quality of his work, but he was appointed by Zedinia, so he must be good at what he does. Can you make me something magical? No, but almost everyone asks. Relics of arcane power must grow into themselves. They are never made from nothing. I like that. But what I can do is use magic to swing my hammer with perfect precision or work a cantrip to handle molten metal with my bare hands. We can build artifacts of exceeding quality and refinement, but they must be used in great deeds to grow into relics of power. And that is why we seek to put the works of our forges into the hands of the greats. True legends require the alliance of sword maker and sword master. Why weapons if you could kill your foes with magic? Why walk if you could pay porters to carry you? We have ways to protect ourselves from those who would abuse us, but we study the arcane for purposes of building, not destroying. We leave that to others. They can take our implements and use them to sow chaos if they choose. I would rather take chaos and force order upon it. How exactly does your magic help with these things? Our most important rituals bind the crafter, tools, and materials into one entity. In my own work, the forge bind draws the whole of my senses to the edge of the blade I'm tempering. I can see the tiniest notch or touch my finger to the blade and feel the razor sharpness without breaking skin. Such perfect execution of art has its costs, of course. Once and lungs become linked to flame and hammer, a dropped hammer could lead to a stopped heart. Most of our members die in the throes of their work, killed by a distraction or simple error. She blushes. We lose a lot of apprentices. Damn. Okay, I don't. Lethian's Crossing, asking her about that. I don't see much of it, only this. Lethian and her merchant crew settled this area a while back. The brave fools built bridges over the old walls and made themselves a crossroads trading post. Really pioneer shit. The whole place might have been ignored by Kairos, except somebody discovered there's iron everywhere. Can't wash your clothes in the river without them coming out rust-tinged. Okay, so that is Kairos wants it because iron, not just the location. So the iron made Lethian's Crossing important enough for Kairos to want it himself. It made good sense to move some of us forgebound here to Lethian's Crossing. Easier to put us near the iron instead of shipping it over the mountains. That, and this is a crossroads. We can resupply our allies faster than ever from our new workshop. Scarlet Chorus. My master had a saying that the Scarlet Chorus always brings to mind. Good iron is for swords, not nails. Good minds are for thinkers, not warriors. Lohara shakes her head, scowling. Kairos is wise and must see something in the voices in Herat that I do not. We are sworn to Kairos and thus allies of the chorus. I would not speak out of turn. Okay, I thought she might actually have something for us, but doesn't seem like we get a quest from her. I think you might have to do a different playthrough to get the quest from her, maybe? This game has a lot of that shit. Because I chose this, like, rogue renegade shit, I might not get some of the same things that you get otherwise. Okay,
Can't do that.
I don't remember if I went on this. I don't know if I did. We'll know real quick. No, I didn't. Sorry, I'm not interested in whatever you're selling. Talk to my brother. Nothing to say then. Perhaps later. You just walk right into the old walls. This is literally punishable by death, and it's just open. Crazy. Those floor stones have been broken recently. Bits of metal nearby would suggest it's the result of careless soldiers. Pressing charcoal to the parchment, you capture a blurry but proportionate image of the ancient relief. With enough collected imprints, it may be possible to reconstruct the original shape of the rune.
Ah, got it.
The door creates a near-perfect seal with the surrounding walls. Along its surface, you see several chips and shallow gouges from failed attempts to force it open. There's nothing to interact with on its panels, and you surmise that it's never meant to be opened from this side. There's an eerie
Found
glow
something.
of unknown origin coming from the depths of this pit. Oh, nice. We got some big healing potions.
Can't do that.
We got a new shield for Barrick. It's slightly better than his other one, and it looks
On it. My mother always told me to stay away from spires. Not that I ever listened.
The chamber immediately reminds you of Ascension Hall. An intricate rune running along the floor can only mean one thing. You stand at the feet of a great spire. Each step you take echoes across a great distance. As you gaze upwards, the sage-colored walls quickly give way to unending blackness. The rune in the center of the floor is inactive, and the silence of the hall offers no clues as to its use or function. You feel a slight tug in your chest, a faint echo of the energy that enveloped you at Vendrian's Well. Pressing charcoal to the parchment, you capture a blurry... Okay, over there, okay. So it's basically...
Watch where you step. This has trap written all over it.
You need the runes, so these grooves on the floor are inlaid with a dim, incandescent material that glimmers upon closer inspection. They appear to intersect at various angles, forming a myriad of potential shapes similar to the rubbing you found. So yeah, you look at this... sketch? Is it in journal, perhaps? God damn it. Okay. There's somewhere where there's like a sketch that I can look at. Here we go. Incomplete charcoal rubbing. Okay, well, I think we know. So it's like, okay, one more. I wish you could keep that up while you... Maybe you can. It's been a while. There we go. Ooh, maybe...
Uh-huh.
The arcane light courses skyward, trailing off towards the horizon in the direction of Vendrian's Well. You feel the ground ripped out from beneath you yet again as you drift back into the warmth of the energy surrounding you. Your awareness stretches beyond the limits of this spire, pulling in many directions at once. The light you saw arcing through the sky reminds you of the tether you feel to the top of Vendrian's Well. This too is a point of connection, and you are an inextricable part of it, bound as surely as the spires are to each other. The Sunset Spire in Lethian's Crossing feels burdened by its age, as if a central linchpin somewhere in its core has weathered the centuries of oppressive weight and longs to topple. The surge of energy that courses through you, forming a link with Vendrian's Well, strengthens the very stones beneath your feet. The structural weakness you detected vanishes, replaced by confidence that could keep this tower standing forever.
Have not seen Havenlands from so high before, from bird's view. Like looking at home and trees and shadows from here. Can spot where Shadowhunter tribe kept in, where Beastwoman hunted, fought, and fucked.
She tilts her snout in an eastern direction, crimson eyes soft with emotion. If I threw a dagger from up here, I'd wager I could split a man on the ground in half. Damn, but I want to try. From here, even the old wall seemed paltry. This sovereign view was not intended for the likes of us. The spire feels like a relay between you and Vendrian's Well, bringing some transference of energy on an enormous scale. You are the first link of a chain that stretches the length of the realm. As you struggle to understand the sensation, you grow aware of the whispers all around you. Listen closely. The whispers themselves seem to travel down the tether between you and your spires, conducting heat that feels at times unbearable. They speak of your actions, your choices, everything that led you to this place. Your name is known, your banner recognized, your deeds reported across the tiers in the Northern Empire alike. For an instant, you can see the accumulated hope and fear these whispers represent. It appears like dewdrops settling on a leaf, then trickling into a shared basin. This image is fed to you through your connection, a base metaphor that only hints at the true scope. There is power in these spires, though the source is unfamiliar. Were you to harness it, you suspect that nothing would stand beyond your reach. I don't know what this is, but I like it. I don't know what you've done, but standing near you warms my rusted plates, makes me feel lighter somehow.
Air now thrums with power, beats like heart and hooves of running stag. Fast, hard fast, has given Alpha mystic claws and mystic fangs.
God, it makes me cough. You look taller somehow, like you could command a dozen gangs without any challengers to knife you in the back. Oh, you're so sweet, Purse. We're gonna build the forge. You can upgrade. You can take library. I'll read them the descriptions as I do them. Training grounds, forge, infirmary. We're gonna take the forge first, because the sooner the better, I suppose. If we were a mage, we'd probably go library first. The forge. The forge allows you to improve weapons and armor and forge powerful new items. Once built, resting in any spire grants a bonus to armor, dodge, and parry. Yep. Are you sure you want to upgrade this spire? Yes. Oh, it's instant. That's cool. And my friends are here. Volus, Master of Smiths. Greeting, Fatebinder. How may I help you? Okay, so some you don't have to have money, or you don't need plans for. Oh, fuck. That's expensive. 10 bronze ingots and a platinum iron. See if there's anything cool here. This is what we found, Headhunter. I'll go ahead and read some of the descriptions if they're interesting. Let's see, the Nightwalker's boots. It's pretty good for verse. It requires Hound's Hide Mantle, some item that we don't have. These dark and supple boots are made from the hide of a powerful beastman hunter. Some of what the beast possessed in life endures in death, what has been augmented by runes pertaining to the Archon of Shadows. In additions to Bloodmark's name, less recognizable sigils seem to glow with power, though fall short of disrupting the darkness. One familiar rune corresponds to the name of an Archon of Shadows who was purported a beastwoman herself, a peerless stalker and trapper who eschewed human civilization and lived for untold centuries. It was said that she moved from one wilderness to the next, working her way through the local prey until she was the uncontested alpha and would then move on. Prima, you mean? Intent on having dominion over all nature. Whether Kairos proved her wrong or she still lurks, no one knows. It's got pretty mediocre stats, but it lets you do Shadow Strike, which is like a teleporting backstab thing, which is kind of cool. Pride of the Forgotten. It's a shield that makes you giga tanky. You can upgrade Barak's armor too, which I think we're going to do. I need to make sure that he's not gonna fucking abandon us because we are fighting his buddy, his general. Oh shit, it comes with 10 ingots. That's nice. We still need to save money and shit. I don't have any money. So, and 10 bronze. Wow, okay. I guess what I'll be doing is probably switching companions depending on where I go. So I'll probably pick up Lantry like in between this episode, and then we'll talk to him. But I want to go ahead and see if we can do anything else down here. Maybe because we activated that, the door opens. I have no fucking clue. Does not look like it. No secret entrance here. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like there's no, perhaps we have to come here later, to get the quest, or to get in there, I have no idea. Might also be if I had attacked the Bronze Brotherhood at the crossing when I was first coming here, when they were extorting me, maybe that would have jump-started the quest. I got a letter from Fatebinder Rogalis. The court is all abuzz with the news of the Civil War. Representatives from the courts and disfavored are having little shouting matches in front of Tunon. The petitioners of the court seem swept up in talks of who will crush whom and if and when Tunon will bring down the gavel and stop the fighting. What has me more intrigued is the other story out of Indrian's Well. Tunon sends you on what I thought was going to be a one-way trip to the well, and not only do you live, you somehow claim the mountain spire and you broke the edict? Such things make a little civil war seem so trivial in comparison, at least to those who can separate the message from the noise. Tell me, what was it like to break the edict, and how is it you took control of the spire? Dear Ogalis, did you know what the wording of the edict would entail? Did you advocate that I be sent on what was likely to be a one-way journey? This is me responding. Your questions seem to imply that my actions at Indrian's Well were orchestrated when they were, in fact, the product of me responding to a chaotic situation. Nothing more. Dealing with two petulant, disagreeable archons occupied what precious time I might have spent undermining Kairos. Now, how about you tell me what you know first? You were the one who taught me the value of never being tricked into self-incrimination, and how could I possibly argue with that sort of wisdom? Yeah, fuck off. I don't trust those fucking assholes. Oh, we got even more, so we can hire a merchant and specializing in heavy or light armor, merchant specializing in metal. Damn. Thantos, master of brazing, a smith who provides brawn iron ingots. Okay, we need to actually. It's like over time they generate the ingots, so the sooner you get them, the better. We are gonna go here to this cache that he mentioned. And then we'll come back. I need to generate some income. Oh yeah, you can teleport from spire to spire too, so you can cut travel time down. I don't know if there's fighting here, we'll see. The crates are overflowing with spoiled food.
Can't do that.
Doggo. He's kind of a shaggy doggo, but he's cute. Piggies. Oh wow, that was good. We got a lot of crafting materials. Is there anything else over here? Okay. I guess we'll go ahead and just go to the crossing and then sell our shit. And then we'll pay for the new whatever you call them, trainers, retainers, people that hang around at my place and give me shit. Oh, we got a response. Dear Rogalis. Oh, he responded. Dear Siren, your tone seems so cold, distant, and distrustful. It's almost like you've been paying attention all these years. Yes, I knew I learned about the wording of the edict, and while I did not advocate that you be sent, I did not disagree. Like it or not, you are young, fit, and entirely self-sufficient. You should be flattered to be trusted for the honor of the proclamation. I'm asking about your experience because it's not every day that someone breaks an edict, let alone wakens the spire. If I had some insight into your experience, perhaps I could shed light on what happened, or get you in touch with someone who could. Refuse. You seem to think I've learned nothing from my time at court. Whatever I tell you will be used against me later. You will have to settle for the written equivalent of a blank stare. Haha, fuck you. Some pretty good consumables in here. Dire Remedy removes the hostile effects of damage and boosts the Imbiber's natural healing rate, but causes a brief period of immobility. Okay. That should give us enough money to pay for our assistance or what have you.
Sorry, I can't.
Verse will counterattack enemies that miss her in melee. Yeah, that's fucking really good. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to do this. Okay. We want to hire the Praxis Master of Smelting, a smith who provides iron ingots to upgrade shit, so he will appear next time we're here. A merchant who specializes in unique weapons. Yep. We've got room for one more. A master trainer who teaches control fire and control atrophy. Let's see, we've already got a magic trainer, control life, control vigor, atrophy, grave light. So this is kind of cool. A master trainer. It would be nice to have Lantry actually do offensive spells. It's expensive. Master means he can train you, I think, up to, I don't know, 100, maybe 150. We'll save the money for now. I'll read anything that's particularly interesting. We're gonna go back down and come back up. There's a merchant that's gonna spawn. He has unique items. We'll see if they're actually good. They're probably way out of my pay grade right now. Ooh, Ravager. Only Verse can use this. She's not an archer though for me. That's a shame. Nothing. All right, we'll call it here. And next time we'll go ahead and go to the burning library. We'll take Lantry with us because pretty sure he's like he's a sage, so it's relevant to him. We'll probably talk to some of our group members too and get to know we'll get to know Lantry. We might talk to Kills in Shadow. But yeah, peace.